You have already heard of the Feynman Technique, but want to get a better idea of this study method? Then you've come to the right place, because in this video I will explain to you the 5 simple steps of the genius Feynman Technique and how you can integrate them into your daily study routine. With the help of this method, you will no longer just learn superficially, but transform the material into real knowledge that will enable you to ace your next exam and become a smarter person at the same time. And now, without further ado, welcome to Shribe. The typical way of how studying works is you absorb the knowledge quickly, spill it out, and forget it forever. No thanks. In school and later when we do a university degree, we are required to recall knowledge on command. When the time for exams comes, we must deliver. The ability to reproduce knowledge accurately does not necessarily correspond to the degree of understanding. Even if someone can reproduce a model precisely and name its components, it does not mean that they have developed a profound understanding of it. In this regard, many of the exams you are required to take at university are poorly constructed. It's no wonder, as with 600 students in one class, hardly anyone can give a presentation on a topic or let alone write a term paper. Therefore, standardized exams are necessary. But if there is a good grade for superficial memorization, why should you make more effort than what is necessary? To this question, I have 2 counter questions for you. Ask yourself, did you start your degree only to get a qualification for a job in the shortest amount of time and with the least resistance? Are the status of having a degree and a quick salary more important to you than your personal development and education? If you answer these questions with yes for yourself, then that's perfectly fine. However, in this case, the philosophy of Richard Feynman might not resonate with you as much. But I would like you to hear me out and what Richard and I have to say. At least he won a Nobel Prize in physics and was one of the most respected scientists ever. So his technique can't be that bad. If you want to ace your exams and maximize your long-term personal development journey, the Feynman Technique is exactly right for you. It is about simplifying your study material step by step. This way, you can better understand it yourself and then leverage this effect by teaching it to others. You become an expert in a given topic and manifest your knowledge by explaining it to yourself and others in the simplest way possible. But that's not all. You also discover where your knowledge gaps are and can adapt your study plan accordingly. Step 1. Define the scope of what you want to learn. First and foremost, you should determine the field in which you want to acquire genuine knowledge. This can be a model from your lecture notes, or it can be a new programming language. The Feynman Technique really works with any topic you can imagine. Take a sheet of paper or open a new page in Notion. The title of your note should be the same as the topic you want to learn. Step 2. Become your own teacher. Now, write the entire concept in the note. Imagine that you want to explain the topic to a person who has never heard of it before. Use simple language and make your explanation as clear as possible. However, you should not make it too easy and just slap on a superficial definition that doesn't go into depth. Use an example or 2 to explain the concept better. Do not simply copy the Wikipedia page about your topic, but challenge yourself. Search for scientific papers about your topic and put yourself in the shoes of a teacher. How would you explain the concept so that even the lazy kid in the back row can understand it? Step 3. Fill in the gaps. In the 3rd step of the technique, you are supposed to recap your own explanation. Ask yourself the following questions. At what point did you not really understand the explanation? Where were you uncertain? And does the explanation have any logical weaknesses in some places? Now you know where you need to do further research. Find all the answers to your questions from your learning materials or external sources. You should also strengthen your knowledge where you were uncertain. It is important that you do not cheat. Be honest to yourself about what you really understand and where you are still not sure. Now go back to your note and update it. Let your newly acquired or reinforced knowledge flow into your explanation. Update the note as often as necessary and until your explanation sits like a second skin. Step 4. The simpler, the better. The fourth step of the Feynman technique emphasizes the basic idea of simplifying the explanation as much as possible. Obviously, there comes a point where you cannot simplify your explanation any further without losing substantial content. Still, try the following. Go through your explanation and replace all technical terms and jargon with simple everyday language. This ensures that everyone, including yourself, understands the explanation, provided it has no logical weaknesses. Are you unsure about a particular technical term and what it means? No problem. We're among friends here. Even if you're reasonably certain, look it up again and read a definition. In your explanation, drop the word and use your own words instead. Even after 7 years of study and 4 years of doing a PhD, I still regularly look up technical terms because I don't know them. Sometimes I even forget their meaning if I haven't read them for a long time. It's totally normal, I guess. Before we continue with step 5, please like the video if you want to support my channel and subscribe if you have not done so already. It really helps me out a lot. Step 5. Start teaching others. The Feynman technique works wonders when you are alone. You simply explain the concept to yourself and even say it out loud if you want. However, there is a risk of doing two big mistakes. First, you only learn your topic superficially if you deceive yourself. And second, your own feedback does not reveal your weaknesses because you do not know what you don't know. But to avoid these two things, there is a very simple solution. Form a study group. If there are 2 of you, that's enough. But 3 to 5 people are even better. Each group member gets a concept you all need to study and applies the Feynman technique. Instead of explaining the topic to yourself, you present it to the group and receive feedback from each individual member. This way, you can improve your explanation by light years. You can discover gaps and develop the ability to answer questions that go beyond your own explanation. Once each member of the study group has presented, improved, and presented their own topic or concept, you switch topics. After all, everyone should learn everything. But now it gets even better. There is already at least one expert on your topic in the group, since he or she has already worked on it. Therefore, the feedback from this person will improve. In the third round, you even get feedback from 2 experts, and so on. I think this technique is just genius. If you have any questions about it, simply comment below. To quickly recap, these are the 5 steps you need to know to implement the Feynman technique. Define the scope of your topic and write it down on a digital note. Write the entire explanation in simple language, as if you were explaining it to a layperson. Review your explanation and identify any gaps or weaknesses. Improve your explanation and replace any technical terms and jargon with everyday language. And finally, form a study group and teach the topic to each other in a presentation. Rotate topics afterwards.